Hello to all the beautiful soul out there. I got my the end of the day drink. It is lavender iced matcha. That's delicious. So today I want to talk about attracting your soulmate by raising your own personal vibrations. So today I'm going to share my love story, because that's the one story that I have that prove by raising your vibrations you attract what you deserve. So it's almost exactly 7 years ago, around this time, I was toward the end of I was in the process of selling my house, going through my separations with my ex-husband, and I think I have to move out by the end of July, and a week or two before that I have to be out of my house. At this point I was overly stressed out, barely sleep every day, because I either go out dancing and come home at 2-3 in the morning so I can spend as minimal time at home as possible, because at that point my ex-husband was still living in the house with me, but on the other end of the house. So coming home is like walking on eggshells. So I do my best to stay out as much as I can and just come home to sleep for a few hours and go back to work. So a week before the closing date for the house, I decided I have to come back to babysit my home, because one weekend I came back home getting ready to pack to move out my stuff. I found like 20 plus flies was all over the house. And the next morning when I woke up trying to make myself an omelet, and as I was trying to throw away the eggshell, I opened the garbage can. It's filled with maggots all over on top, all over on the side. So I freaked out, got really grossed out, and I actually threw away the whole garbage can. So because of that incident, I stay at the house to babysit my house, so that the house won't be trash, and then I won't have a house to sell or whatever. So I was super stressed out, and so I was at this one particular dance social. I was so stressed out. I just want to be there and dance. Whoever I knew, and whoever that I don't know, I didn't care who they are. I just want someone to dance with. Just keep my mind off of my current, life situations. And at this particular event, this is where my life partner and I met for the first time. So the first hour of the dance social is always our dance lessons. So he was there and he saw me, and he knew that I was a fresh meat because never seen me before. This cute girl, skinny girl with like the red crop top. And he, throughout that whole night, he tried to dance with me, asked me to dance, but every time he'd come, it's a little bit too late. Someone else beat him to it. And if you can, and I'm going to show you this video. In this video, you can see that he is dancing on the left with another partner, and I'm dancing right next to him with another partner. So my soulmate was right next to me. But at that time in my life, I was so overwhelmed, stressed, sleep deprived, angry, frustrated, nervous, because at this point I didn't have a place to move to. I not able to find an apartment to live in, or waiting for the background check, or so at that point I'm selling my house, not really having a place to move to. I know I can always move to my parents' house or my brother's house, but but if I can, then I'll rather get my own place. So at this point, a whole lot of mess. And so finally, toward the end of the night, he managed to ask me to dance. And when he was dancing with me, his thought to himself, this girl is trouble, let me stay away. And at the end of the night, I was exhausted. I was dancing straight 3 to 4 hours. And the table where I had my purse and my shoes, somebody was sitting there, and I didn't want to go to the back of the room to sit. So right by the front where the mirrors, there's like little benches that you can sit on. And at that time, that particular bench, somebody already sitting on it. And I was so tired and I didn't care. I literally sat next to whoever that was. And whoever that was my life partner now. And I have a conversation with him and everything, but until this day, in my memory, his face was not in that memory. I remember the conversations, and I remember talking to a guy, but his face never popped up in my mind. And then 3 weeks later, I moved out. I got myself an apartment. I moved my apartment, and then another social that I went to. And guess what? He was at that social also. And he asked me to dance, and we were dancing. And I have another video to show you that he was literally dancing next to me as I was dancing with this little boy. And that particular day, he's like, you know what? She's not that crazy after all. Let me do some investigation. So that's how our whole story started. But just imagine, even if I move out and I continue being that mentality of like anger, hate, like frustrated, mad at my ex-husband, and just stuck in that emotion, I would be that same girl that my life partner met the first time 2-3 weeks ago. But since I moved out, I'm on my own. I was happy, I was dancing, doing my self-care, doing what I love, and not stress over or have any constant stress or worry, and just focus on myself. I raised my vibrations, and I was happy. At that point, I didn't know anything about energy or spiritual or anything like that. But because of that shift, he is at more of a higher vibration. So he noticed the first time he met me, I am trouble, let's stay away. But the second time he met me, my vibration changed. So he got a different vibe from dancing with me, and that's when he became interested. But if I never shift my vibration at that moment, I would have missed my soulmate. So And another thing I want to add is like, we expect our soulmate to be a certain way. Like, we all have a type. So for me, it's always like Latino, dark skin or brown skin, and that's our type, and that's what I like. But a lot of time, that may not be someone that's good for you, because now I learn how a man treat me is more important than how a man look. I was very mean to my life partner now when he was trying to date me. I was very mean to him. I tell him, because I was, do not like man, what I was going through. I don't want anything to do with a man. And I told him, like, you're not my type. You are this poor guy. But he just turned around. He said, you're just a little bit heartbroken right now. And he's like, I'll take my chance and I'll just be your friend for now. And I think if I didn't go through what I went through, I don't think I would appreciate him. Because at that point, I have to choose between him and another guy that I have the biggest crush on since I was like a little girl. And he's my like typical type, he liked to party, he's Latino, and and I'm attracted to him. And don't get me wrong, my life partner is good looking, and he's just not my typical type. So I'm not saying that he's not good looking. He is good looking, but my typical type is more, I'm attracted to the Latin men. But the old me, if I didn't go through what I went through with my ex-husband, I would have choose what I attracted to. But because what I went through, I realized that, first of all, he has a son, and I will always be number 2. And that's fine. I'd rather him to be that, because that means he's a good father. But I don't have a child of my own, and I don't want to be number 2. And I realized that he has such a bachelor life for such a long period of time. I don't want to sit and wait for someone to be ready to settle down and want to have a family with me, because I want to have a family myself, and I'm not getting any younger. And meanwhile, this guy right here, never been married, doesn't have any children, going to school, going to college to finish his degree in IT, and all he wanted to do is have a serious relationship, settle down, and have a family. And I was fighting it for a while. Why? Because he's not my type. That was the only reason, because he wasn't my type. So, and then I tell myself, why not give him a chance? I'm just dating him. I'm not marrying him. So if things doesn't work out, I can always walk away. It's not a commitment like a marriage. And I give it a shot. And it led me to this beautiful family, love relationship that I never thought I could possible for me. Because at that point I was like age 32. So because I go through my head like, oh, I'm gonna take forever to find someone and trust them and have kids with them, marry them, and all this stuff. And meanwhile, not even a year later, I met someone, and just because I learned my self-worth and my self-love and do the thing for me. And that's what attracted my soulmate to me. But one thing I want to add is your soulmate might, most of the time, is not the typical person you're attracted to. So your soulmate is usually someone that you are not your typical type, and they actually come into your life for your better, greater self-growth. So they're supposed to come into your life to elevate you, and they're supposed to view the world very differently compared to you. Because what soulmate does is they view the world in the opposite spectrum, and they come together to teach each other to view the world as a whole. So you teach each other the opposite end of life, whatever, and you guys meet in the middle. So a lot of people confuse twin flame as their soulmate, because twin flame usually like your typical type, love doing what you do and all that thing, like, so you just feel like, oh my god, like, you know, this person like to do the same thing that I do, and party or bike riding, mountain climbing and stuff like that. And a lot of time they meant to a mirror reflection of you, to show you that this is where you are in life. Is this who you want to continue to be, or you want to change? So I think I realized that I wanted to change. It's like I went through all I went through, wasted 15 years of my life on this one person, and then now he just became a totally stranger. And at one point I actually was afraid of him, what he might do to me or whatever. Like I just don't know. So like there's one song that said, you know, stranger become lover and lover become stranger, and I was like, that popped into my head, and like that is so true. You know, he was a stranger, he became my lover, and then now he became a stranger. I don't even know where he is now, and I don't even recognize him as a person toward the end of the divorce. Like a person that I was supposed to feel safe with, supposed to protect me, and now like I turn around like I was afraid of him. So when you know your self-worth, you would never settle for less. So if you want to be very magnetic and attract whatever you want for your highest self-growth, you need to continue raising your vibrations. Because a lot of time what we want and what is best for us is two different things. We think this is what we want and this is what will make us happy, and a lot of time we get it, we got what we want, and we're still not happy because it's not what you truly desire or what good for you. So the mind has a way of like messing with you, thinking like make you feel like this is what you want, but in reality is not. So I just want to share this story because I feel like, you know, watching that video, seeing that he was dancing right next to me, and if I didn't change, I didn't shift my energy, get out of that dark, gloomy, stormy stage of my life, like get out of my head and just move forward one step at a time, keep going forward, I would get stuck in it. Then I would have missed him completely. So it's true for everything else in life. It could be like a business partner or a job opportunity. It could be like sitting right next to you or stand right behind you when you're waiting for to get a cup of coffee. Or your soulmate could be like right next to you in the supermarket paying at the line of register. So, but when you're too busy getting stuck in your head, you miss out all the beautiful things in life around you that good for you, that for you greatest spiritual and self-growth. So it's very important to work on yourself, love yourself, know your self-worth, and continue doing things that make you happy, that feed your heart. Because at the end of the day, nobody can love you. Nobody can love you like you do. And nobody can ever feel that love in your heart except for you. Because it doesn't matter how many times somebody told you they love you, how many times they buy you a flower, how many times they buy you a gift. If you don't truly love yourself, that heart will always be empty. And that's what I learned through my divorce. I lost a big part of myself while I was married to my ex-husband. And toward the end, when he was away for the trip for like 3 months or 4 months, it was the best thing that happened to me. It was the worst thing that happened to him, because within that time frame, he gave me a chance to find myself again. He gave me a chance to realize that I can do all the things that I do without him being there. And I can start do the thing that I love, which is dancing. And I, start losing weight because I was happier, and I got skinnier, and I start getting toned. I was just going dancing 3 nights a week, and I got toned leg, toned arms, and my weight just dropped without me trying. So, your mental, your spiritual, you have to take care of that. Because once you take care of that and truly love yourself for who you are, and it doesn't matter what anybody say, because you know what you're worth. So that's what I want to share with you today. So start loving yourself and start knowing your self-worth, and continue raising your vibrations. And you got no idea what life gonna bring you because you become so magnetic that you can attract all these beautiful things that for your highest, greatest self-growth. Because at the end of the day, all we want living on earth is to be loved and to be happy and to be in peace. And that's what all living on earth is all about. Yes, we're here to experience all the sadness, all that other emotions, but our main goal of being on earth is to be happy, and being loved, and being peace. So start living a happy life, because you are worth it. All right. I love you all. I hope my story inspire you to raise your vibrations and love yourself and know your self-worth. Until next time, keep on raising your vibrations. I love you all. Bye.